things I wanted to talk to you about today was kind of helping you out on the digital side, because I think that there's things that I know now. Had I known when we were working together, Lazy Boy Records, we would have potentially been more successful. Had I known about any sort of acquisition or media buying or consistency, as we talked about on social media. So you have some songs that you're preparing to release in the coming weeks, coming months, and we'd like to provide kind of the push, if you will, the boosting of your posting and the targeting of your fans. Because right now you could put out a song and, you know, your fans might love that song, but some of them might not hear it because they don't know about it with all the platforms we talked about. You know, do I look on Instagram? Do I look on YouTube? So what we would do is really target those lifer fans and make sure that they know about the release. And with things like iTunes or, you know, Spotify, you have that opportunity in that first 24 hours to really kind of climb the charts or reach an audience that has no idea who you are.
Make some noise,
Exactly. So what we would do is pretty much take over all of your media buying efforts on Facebook and Instagram. So, as well as YouTube, because, you know, YouTube was a huge platform for us in the early stages with I Hate College and Poker Face Remix and all those early songs. What we would do is basically create a short clip before a video that they're going to watch of another artist that's relative to your genre. And I think you've created such a unique genre where from the beginning, you know, you wanted to be performing these arenas that have, you know, kind of that dance kind of electro vibe. And so that is a very unique genre to Sammy Adams. And what we would do is really figure out who are the thought leaders that can expose your sound to someone like a Rusko or a Dead Mouse or a, so that's what we'd like to do if you're up for it. And
it sounds great. It's more like centralizing your target market, which is definitely mad important. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like product and songs I have coming out, Telecast, Basco and me are dropping a song called Driving, Kiss Me While I'm Driving, which is like, was probably the #1 song of the summer on Warped Tour. I never thought that a hardcore band would be like, can you drop that shit already? And it's like, you know, it's hilarious. Because
so talk to me about that, because you used to say all the time, you know, we don't know until the fans hear it and they kind of decide what they like. And, you know, we all had our own ideas of this is the hit record.
Different favorites,
Exactly. So how do you feel about kind of letting the fans react? And give me an example of releasing a song where, holy shit, they love this record, you know, I need to work this into my set list.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like I Wish was a song that I wrote when I was sort of going through like a bunch of changes and family stuff, and really like needed a song that was like sort of like an open letter to my fans about like all the things I wish I had done different, or that I wish I was a better person, or better, I wish I did this, wish I did that. And what all my friends call me, and what, you know, goes back and forth. And that, like, I was so shocked the first time I played it live at how many people knew like almost every word. So that like immediately came into the set list. Driving, the first couple of times I played it, people like left their merch tents to come out and hear it. And you know, then like my stage started getting lined with other bands coming to watch me play. And some would just come watch that song, and others would come and hear that and a ton of other songs and be like, word, this kid's like awesome and a real deal. So letting fans decide is always a really interesting thing to do. It's a very natural thing to do. It's difficult, it's risky, which I love. You know, being indie now, it's like the wild, wild west out here. You don't know what song's gonna hit. You don't know what song's gonna miss. So it's all like, you know, it's all sort of what they decide could technically be that demographic, or, you know, like when I played with Zed the other day, it was like, you know, I had a certain set list and I was shocked at certain songs that went off. Driving being one of them, and then, you know, playing like this other song with me, Worms, and Monica Santucci called All the Time. Playing that song live, like, it was just like sort of shocking, because people love female vocalists. like especially now with like more electronic song. So that was like pretty eye-opening because it was like a song that I had just done right before going on Warped Tour, and it was it's just like really cool to see like people reacting and like not even necessarily like jumping and going crazy, but like really listening and paying attention.
Yeah.
A lot of that audience that we captured this summer was like they were there for the music. You know, some people come to the shows for all different types of reasons, but these people really like paid attention to the
I think
crowd.
you also have a very infectious stage presence where your favorite thing to do is perform. If I'm wrong in saying that, I think the way that you conduct yourself on the stage kind of gets that reaction and gets that blood flowing from anybody that's watching you, whether they know the song or not. That's always been something that I've said Sammy's the best performer I've seen, just because of your ability to kind of bring people in the room and get them excited. You know, I would love to ask you about kind of another standout memory of kind of recording in Boston and then traveling to go do a set, or meeting with Jim Cook at Sam Adams Brewery, or just give me a memory that comes to mind over the last, 5-10 years of your career.
Going to like the Sam Adams Brewery was amazing because my real name is Samuel Adams Wisner, so
direct descendant, right?
Direct descendant of John Quincy Adams.
That's pretty cool.
Which is rad. But like I remember being in like class at Trinity and getting like the update that we had been added to Apple Music now, iTunes back then. And I remember Stern calling me and being like, "We're going to LA tonight," and just being in like, a history class or a political science class, and then getting told that you have a number 3 album on the charts was like insane. And then
March 4th.
And then like pressing refresh on like on the page when we were on the plane and seeing it get like to number 2, number 1, and then Alex's email is just ding, 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 ding. Jimmy Iovine and everybody else. So it was like, it was kind of shocking. It was a lot overwhelming.
I mean, that day you met with every single major label in the United States, and then 2 people flew from London to actually meet with you. And that's the overnight success that you were talking about before.
And it was it was crazy because I'd never gotten the Dog and Pony show, and wasn't used to the spiel that they give everyone that they want to sign, which is sort of funny now because whenever you get a pitch, it's like, you realize that you don't have to swing.
I remember people were, "Oh, who's shooting your music videos? What hotel are you staying in? Do you want some Louis Vuitton luggage? Do you like these sneakers?" Like, it was a lot of pitching, and I think what you had in that moment was just pure independent momentum, and just you created it with your music and your sound, and it was kind of the early stages of Nantucket and the early stages of YouTube, and you and Stern just connecting with every single fan, no matter how many people were reaching out a day, you made sure to get back to them. And that's really, to me, the foundation of creating a successful music career is not being too cool for anybody, really kind of honing in on the people that support you. And that was a wild 24 hours. I remember you landed in LA and you had the number 1 album.
That was a wild day. I mean, and it's also, I think you sort of have to cater to your market, however you feel is right. Like, in certain demographics, it is, Kanye's demographic, or, someone of like, well, Kanye's not really a great example because he's just a mastermind. Yeah. Someone like coming up, like a Vic Mensa, or, even like a Frank Ocean he's not coming up anymore, but the developmental side of it is like sort of staying quiet and making people guess what it is. And I think for the more like electronic hip hop side of things, it's tougher to not stay in touch with your fans. It's good to go away and come back and be stronger and have a better project and be better at your craft, but it's also difficult because you don't want to just make them feel like you deserted them. Right. But yeah, I think staying in touch with fans and keeping them in the loop and showing them that you care makes you stand out from other artists for sure.
Amazing. You also had the opportunity to meet and speak and learn from Skateboard P, who,
Yes,
like
sir.
you, is a baby face, looks like he's 22. And what sort of advice did he give you when you guys first met, and how has Pharrell's Advice kind of adjusted your path?
Working with P was crazy. It was really eye-opening. It was also overwhelming. Being like one of your favorite producers, favorite like dudes, just like coolness exudes off that man. So, the things he taught me were like, it was tough because I was at RCA and I had, a product manager and an A&R and a president and a chairman and and a head of promo. And I had to like really like please so many different people that I forgot about the number one person, me. And he was like, don't put anything out if you don't like it and want to play it like 300 million times.
Good advice.
And, they wanted like a pop record from him, and him and I wanted a totally different record for him and I. So, a lot of the stuff that he said was just on the creative side, have a good team behind you, but also don't put anything out that's not like progressive. Don't digress on your sound, because he's like, you're obviously talented. And then almost had management with him, but it just like sort of fell through. And overall, like, just make the decisions yourself. Be like your own creative director in a lot of ways. That was like the most valuable thing he taught me, because it's like, it's easy to blame a lot of other people for, things that go wrong in the music industry, and, stylistically and creative wise, like, it should be on you, especially these days. It should be on the artist, unless you're not a creative person and you just have an insane voice.
Right.
Or, you have to be a creative person to be a producer. But it sort of depends on the person, but a lot of it's just like, a lot of it lies in you. You just got to believe in yourself and take a leap of faith.
Agreed. So we have some music coming out. We look forward to helping you boost it. One thing I just want to say is, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have sort of the drive and sort of the mentality that I do now. And I just want to thank you for putting your faith in me at such a young age. I mean, we are two sort of college dropouts. You had the opportunity to get your degree, but Trinity, for some reason, didn't want to give you that. How many credits did you need?
1.5.
1.5 credits from Trinity College. What do you understand that if you graduated this kid, your enrollment would have shot up? But it's okay.
It was fine. I was in every admissions booklet for the next 3 years.
They used your face. We should sue them for the likeliness of a non-college graduate of Trinity College. But I'm your biggest fan, man. I always get excited when I see new music coming out, and I'm very excited.
Gotta send you that Dropbox link.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Drive is the record that. I mean,
it's a great song.
It's a big record, and I think turning it from a demo to a single should be in the forecasted future. So, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
live from the Nest.
Sammy
Adams. Guy, Sammy Adams, over and out. Thank you for joining us. ZJ Scribbles. Thank you for the plug. Shouts to all the Nantucket family. Shouts to the Kata, Chucky, and Benny.
The Wizness.
And check out Sammy Adams. Over and out.